So Mackenzie, uh, first question, how special is volleyball to you? And when did you realize volleyball was like your favorite sport?
Obviously, it's very special. I
Yeah.
play it all the time. I started playing volleyball when I was in fourth grade, so I was like 10, 9 or 10. And I was just trying to find like what sport I really enjoyed. I was bouncing around from sport to sport. And then I just kind of stuck with volleyball. My dad was like, "Hey, do you want to give this a try?" And I tried it and it kind of stuck with me and been playing it ever since. So.
Did your mom or dad grow up playing volleyball, and were they like, I know you just mentioned your dad was he kind of said, "Hey, do you want to try it?" But did your parents grow up playing athletics or volleyball?
Well,
You
my dad, he played basketball. My mom's side's not very athletic, but my dad's side, um, my dad's sister, so my aunt, she played volleyball growing up, and so their side's kind of used to like the traveling and all that, and so he like prepared me. He's like, if you continue doing this, it's like competitive and stuff like that. And I was little, and so I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And that's kind of what got me started.
It obviously led to special accomplishments, including Gatorade Player of the Year. Um, when did you find out you won it?
Last week I woke up and Bolin texted me, and then I went straight to my email and I read like the big like announcement, and I was like, oh my gosh.
And then for you to win it at Broken Arrow, what does that mean to you to win Gatorade Player of the Year?
From what I know, it's a pretty big deal, and I'm like one of the three that have won it here for volleyball, so that's really special.
I think the last person to win it from Broken Arrow was '99, if I remember correctly. But it's you're in a great you're in great company there, I think. But I could be wrong on that. That's what at least what I read, but I could be wrong. Um, did you play select at all along with high school, like a travel team?
Yeah, I play club, and so like there's school season, and then we have club tryouts, and then it's club season, and then it's kind of cycles that way.
How did is it I know club and high school are different, but how did club kind of help you develop and kind of carry over to your success at the high school level?
I just say like having different coaches. Well, I started out with club, and then because I started young, and then so just having different coaches that teach you different things, you just like kind of get different tools that you need, and you can use them to help you get better. And
Do you have a favorite memory or a favorite moment you kind of look back on throughout your volleyball career that is your favorite or that is kind of like the number one spot in your heart?
so a few years ago, the first one that comes to mind is the Jinx game. Whenever it was just so fun. Bolin was like, "This is gonna be a tough game," and it was my first time playing at their home, in their home gym. And so we went in and we were like super excited. And that year we had such an amazing team. And I don't know, just like the energy from everyone. And then we swept them, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we swept them on their home court, and then we were just so excited, and we went to like the locker room. We were like all screaming, and it was just really fun.
Were you at Broken Arrow all 4 years, and did you start at varsity level all 4 years?
Yes, I've been at Broken Arrow 4 years. I kind of started in the summer on JV, and I went like JV varsity in summer, and then whenever season started, I started on with varsity.
I know it's kind of hard to think down the road, but let's say you're 5 to 10 years down the road. What are you gonna remember about Broken Arrow and the time you spent there and what helping and what Coach Bolin and what the teams you've been on? Like what are you gonna look back on the most and what's gonna be like the most special or the most special moment, I guess, at Broken Arrow?
Probably just all the people that I meet, and everyone's always like so kind-hearted. I feel like, and I feel like that's probably the most that I'll remember out of everything.
Gotcha. How I saw you guys got to the state semifinals. Did I say that correctly? You guys, that's how far you guys got this year?
Oh, this year?
We got in the first round of state. Yes.
First round of state. Okay. What was that like? And then what was seeing the community get behind you and everything like that?
Yeah, it was really exciting because a couple years ago I went and then those people like graduated and then having like a new team and being able to like lead them in a way at state, it was really exciting. And then having like everyone post about it and then everyone like come and support and show up for us. And then we also got police escort like to the gym, and so that was really fun.
And then I saw you're going to Kent State. You signed a national letter of intent to Kent State, right?
Yes.
Okay. What was that whole, with COVID and everything? I'm sure the recruiting process was different for a lot of athletes around the country, but just your overall recruiting process, what was that like, going through that and talking to different schools and ending up at Kent State?
So it was kind of rough, actually. And there was a lot of pressure from like my family and stuff, but like good pressure. They're just like, hey, there's these people. They helped out a lot. And my grandma, I didn't know this table moved. My grandma helped out a lot whenever it came to that. And so she kind of helped make it a little easier. And then so I like started visiting schools and sorry, I keep getting distracted. I started visiting schools and just like seeing how everything felt for me. And I went to Kent and just like the feel there and just felt like home. And so I ended up picking that one.
Last question I got for you, Mackenzie, is do you have a goal for yourself at Kent State? And what are you planning on majoring in, if you've thought about that yet?
Yeah, my goal, obviously, as a freshman going into a new team, I really want to be a starter. But I'm gonna have to work hard for that because they even like said we don't guarantee anybody like a spot on the court. You have to earn that. So that's definitely a big goal of mine. And then I'm gonna be majoring in exercise science, because I'm going to be in pre-PT and then go to PT school after Kent.
And Coach Bolin, is it okay if I ask you I only got 2 questions for you and then I'll let you know. To coach a player, Mackenzie, like a player like Mackenzie, what is that like for you as a coach, to coach a special player that has won Gatorade Player of the Year and being a special player on the court?
Well, I would say it was one of the easiest jobs ever, but actually, as a coach, I think it puts a little more pressure on you because you want to do everything you can to challenge every player. And, it's easy to challenge the common player, but it's a little bit more of a challenge for a coach to do that to an exceptional player. And, she brought out the best in all the players on our team, but she really brought out the best in our coaching staff as well.
Gotcha. Was there a specific moment in practice, certain moment in a game where you kind of like, oh, geez, Mackenzie's got that talent?
When and she mentioned that when she was a freshman, she was kind of bouncing back and forth from JV to varsity, and we were at a preseason scrimmage, and going into that scrimmage, we really thought she was going to be our starting right side on the JV, and we happened to be in a situation where we could pull her over. They were playing at kind of staggered times, and we pulled her over to let her jump in there with the varsity a few times, and boy, it just started clicking, and I think right off the bat, she got a really big block and a couple of good swings. And, the next thing you know, we're in that scrimmage, we're playing her every single one. She's jumping JV and varsity, and she was just worn slick, but would not. I mean, as soon as the ball got in play, it looked like she just, jumped on the floor for the first time. And, the energy that she had and the aggressiveness that she played with was kind of a no-brainer. I mean, it was really no looking back after that.
Gotcha. And then last question, what do you think she can accomplish at Kent State from what you've seen from her?
Man, I wouldn't put anything out of the equation. I mean, she's the complete package. I know she's a good student. I know she's going to work hard on that side of things. And, she just genuinely loves playing volleyball. I mean, a lot of the kids, you can kind of tell they sometimes they get a little older in their career and, you know, they like being there, but they don't love being there. But it just, I mean, her passion for volleyball just, it never slowed down a bit. So I have a feeling when she gets to college and she's going to be around, you know, every kid on that team was the best player on their high school team. So that's just going to bring out, you know, she's going to learn more about herself and her skills when she gets to that level than she even knows. And I would highly doubt that she's going to run into too many problems.
Gotcha. Coach and Mackenzie, thank you so much. Appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your day.
Thank you very much.
All right. Good luck
Thank
down the road.